Hello everyone, welcome to AdiTrade. Today we're going to be seeing the Nifty and Banknifty levels for 13 June, Monday. What I'm going to start off is the weekly chart of Banknifty. So this is the weekly chart that I've opened and I'm going to mark this trend line. In past couple of my analysis I've been marking this trend line, that is this. We'll keep it in black. See, the Banknifty has taken this support on this trend line. See, for any trend line to work, it needs to take support or resistance more than twice, right? So this was 2 times, there was a third time, there was a fourth time perfectly we took resistance, then this is the 5th time, and now we are coming very close. The 6th time is possible right now. We are close to this level, and if you see, and if you read the price action over here, on the weekly chart, see, we came down, we got a bounce, we came down, we got a bounce, we are making lower high. So not sure if this is the time where we're going to break this trend line or again we're going to get a bounce from here. Most likely a small bounce from here is possible. There's another reason why I'll be showing you that. Let me just shift to a 15-minute chart and put on the CPR. This is the monthly CPR that I've enabled to see the view on the bigger time frame. See, what has happened is on the monthly CPR, when we started in June, we went higher and now we have broken the CPR, right? We have broken this CPR, so there is a possibility on the monthly time frame. This is not what's going to happen in today or tomorrow, but probably next week, as we are almost at the half of the month. There is a possibility we might touch this level of 33,500, the monthly CPR S1. So before that, probably we'll just get a small bounce, retest the CPR and come and test this 33,500. And this distance is not far away from Friday's close. It's only about 900 points. Probably one gap down and few hundred points this target can be achieved. So this is the next level that we'll have to watch for some kind of a strong support, that is 33,500. Now on the 1 hour chart, let me just plot the trend line again. Okay, I'm not able to zoom out much, so I'm just using the daily chart to plot this kind of this trend line, and then put on the monthly CPR and shift down to 1 hour time frame so our charts are clean. So when placing this trend line pretty neatly, right, when we draw it properly, again this trend line is pretty close to this 33,500. So there are a lot of things pointing that we could probably take support at 33,500 next. That is my view for Bank Nifty in the next week. In case we come back into the CPR, this is the monthly CPR. If we come back into the CPR, we might be little sluggish again, like probably have a sideways market. So this is with Bank Nifty on a overall view. See, looking at the global markets, we are looking at quite a big gap down on Friday because of the US inflation data. The Dow Jones closed minus 800 and the European markets also have closed heavily in red. So this has put our SGX Nifty at about minus 135. It was more, but in the end it has reduced. It has come to minus 135. Probably on Monday morning this can be more or less. We'll just have to wait and see. But as of now we are looking at a gap down. So in Bank Nifty, when we are looking at a gap down, right, around 200 points in Nifty means Bank Nifty will get about 350 to 400 points. So in case we gap down around this 33,800 levels, so this level of 33,500 is not too far off. Just probably it can just be an intraday move as well. Now just looking at the CPR levels for tomorrow. See, this is just the view on the longer time frame. The weekly time frame, what I just wanted to show that this trend line, I'm following this trend line from a long time. Whenever we have come here, we have taken support. So just wanted to point that out. Now we will be seeing the intraday levels on this chart. See what happened on Friday when this breakdown happened, right? There's a trade review video that I've done, weekly trade review, that was just posted before this, in that there's a detailed explanation of how we could have traded the entire week. See, there was this gap that was pending to be filled in Bank Nifty. This is the Bank Nifty 15-minute chart. These purple lines are the support and resistance that I have drawn manually. So this is the gap that had to be filled. We came and filled that and then got a bounce. In most of my videos, I've been explaining whenever there's a gap that the moment the gap fills, there will be a bounce. That perfectly what happened over here, 34,350 we hit and then we got a small bounce. So these levels, it's not that from here we are going to get a very big bounce, but when the gap fills, right, and the following candle is a green candle, it's a good place to book profits. Now, if somebody had shorted on this candle on the 15-minute time frame in Bank Nifty, you're getting easily about 250 points, right? So this is a good place to book profit. Now, coming for the trade possibility for tomorrow, I'm going to put on the daily CPR. See, we have previous day low S1 over here, and a big gap down might put us, from here a gap down of 400 or 350 points might put us close to this S2 level. So from here some kind of a buying might come to retest any of this previous day low. So the moment we gap down, it's best to see if we consolidate and then break down, or not immediately go for a short. Or see, the bias is on the short side still, right? I told you our target is about 33,500. So but we'll wait for a nice pullback. Now the same example can be shown on Friday. See, the moment we gap down, see, after gap down we fell another 250, 300 points, but this didn't come continuously, right? Almost half the day the market was just sideways, then the down move came. So pretty similar, even after the gap down, we'll wait for some kind of a pullback, and the levels where we can get a pullback are, that is, we can probably come and retest this previous day low or S1 itself. If we gap down below S2, we could come probably until this 34,180 or 34,200. Any one of these pivots or the levels that I marked is a possibility of getting a retest. In case we gap down and suddenly start falling, right? Like say we gap down about somewhere close to this 34,100 and suddenly start falling, the first 5-minute candle we fall about 300-400 points, then that would be a very difficult trade. We won't be able to trade much. There's nothing we can do about it. And another reason that I'm saying that there could be a small bounce before we go down again after the gap down is from this high. When the news came, we got this high, right? On sorry, the news was on this day. On this Thursday, when we got this high, the news high, if you take the news high where the RBI governor announced and we made this new high of 35,400, we have fallen almost 1,000 points. Now another 400-500 points gap down is putting us almost 1,400 points. So there'll be a lot of people who will want to book profits at this level, right? So that's the reason, wait for a bounce and then see if we can short. And there's another gap that is pending in Bank Nifty that is between 33,300 and 33,600. Probably Bank Nifty can come probably in next week or anytime in this month, probably even fill this gap. This also supports our view that on the monthly CPR, when we are seeing this on the monthly CPR, there's a possibility that Bank Nifty can come and test 33,580. So these are the levels that I have for Bank Nifty along with the CPR indicator. I'll be using the support and resistance, what I've marked, along with this gap. And all through this level, right now, just put off the CPR. See, we have the swing lows, the swing highs all through from 33,940 until here, right? So these levels, what I marked in light, can be those levels where we get a small intraday bounce. The moment we get a quick fall, maybe we'll get a small bounce here. If this breaks and comes down, probably a small bounce. So these are the places where I look to book profits based on the price action. That is my plan. And the other possibility is, after getting a gap down, right, if we get a very strong closing of a nice bullish, like an hammer candle over here at S2 or wherever, S1, wherever we close, possibility of a pullback until CPR is also possible. So that is also one call trade that I will look to trade. And probably if, see, the market is still bearish, the market will be bullish only probably above 34,000, 35,400 levels. Only then we might see higher levels. Until then, whatever bounce we get is going to be a short. See, all the way, when you just see the simple basic Dow theory, right, on 15-minute chart, when we made this high of 36,000, we made a low, we made a higher low, we made a lower low, we made a higher low, which is, we made a new lower low. Okay, we made a new lower low and we made a new higher low. Now we have made a new lower low. Now what is lower low, lower high? There's a complete video on my YouTube channel where you can see the Dow theory part, and that is explained. So the same thing, see, we made a new low, we made a new higher high. That's what is happening, right? So we have made a new low. There is a possibility we can make a new high and then again fall. So these are the things that I'll be watching out for. So the moment this, the whole point of telling this is, the moment we get a gap down on Monday, we shouldn't be looking to short. In case that instantaneous fall comes, probably the plan is just to let it go and wait for some kind of a pullback. A pullback will come and then we can short beautifully. So that is with Bank Nifty. Now just checking at Nifty levels. See, on the 15-minute chart, this is what I have marked. Before that, we'll just have a quick check on the daily chart for Nifty. See, always keeping a tab on the daily chart and the weekly, monthly, just to see how the price action is going on is also very helpful to build a view. See, I pointed out this in my last video where we are kind of making this channel, right, this trend line that has been broken down. So we'll have to see if this is just a one break, it's just going to break it at one shot, or probably retest and again get a dip probably until 15,935 or so. So this is something that we'll have to keep a watch on. But this is a nice beautiful breakdown that we have of this channel. And if you just check, see, we got a nice impulsive move, corrective, impulsive move, some correction, then probably again one more down move is pending. Now just looking at the Nifty in our intraday levels, even Nifty, see, Bank Nifty was sideways for most of the time and then it fell on Friday, right? But Nifty, it did give us some good moves and even then dip until 16,700, and there was one small gap here that had to be filled. Nifty filled that and broke it as well. That is this. So this gap was filled and even broke it and has taken support over here at 16,783. So the next level on the downside, if Nifty gaps down and trades below this level, right, the next target is the 16,069, and below that we have this level of 15,900, and there is one gap over here which probably will get filled at some point of time. See, these gaps will be too far away, right? So on the intraday chart, when we are like this, probably looking at the 15-minute or the 5-minute chart, just looking at today's price action, there is a good chance that we might miss this. So that's the important of marking all these levels before the market and keeping it. So it will really help us. Since these levels are too far off, right, it's about, see, the distance between this and this is about 100 and this is about 160. So since we have pretty aggressive far off targets, we can also make use of CPR for the intraday levels. Even Nifty is the same thing. The moment we gap down, the best thing to do is wait for some kind of a pullback and then short. The pullback can come to these levels. Once we get a 180 point we saw 130 point gap down, right? So roughly around 130, 120 will put us somewhere over here. There is 16,050. It's putting us right at this support, right? There's a good support over here. See, there's a very good support over here. We are probably gapping down right at the support. So in case we get a nice bullish candle, there might be some profit booking also for the short side. So some pullback is expected at least until 16,160 or so. Or if you just look at the CPR levels, probably until this S1, we can expect a pullback and then probably short. But if this S1 breaks this previous day low, then we will hit the CPR level of 16,200 for sure. So my plan in Nifty and Bank Nifty is to just wait, see if we get a pullback and then short. But because of the US news, how the US market fell, right? We fell about 800 points in the US market. So based on that, the moment we gap down, if we start slipping, there's nothing much we can do. Just enter, take a scalping entry and exit. That's the only thing we can do. So that's it for Nifty and Bank Nifty levels for Monday. Hope we can make some money. Thank you.